science that we can't verify for ourselves, and that's most of like space. That's scientism. It may or may not be real, but you got to have faith.
Right.
You got to have faith.
Oh yeah, you got to jump.
So anytime you think you know, like you take a physics class and you got an A in physics, and you think you know, that's verifying that everything they're saying about space is real.
And
you know what I mean? Like that you're saying that verifies it?
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
You're hypnotized.
What's crazy if I told you, hey, space, it just keeps on growing.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that's
I mean, do you think that we're shooting through space at 1,000,000 miles an hour?
No.
Does it feel like we're going 1,000,000 miles an hour? Mm-hmm. And it's not just 1,000,000. According to mainstream astrophysics, we're going 1,000 miles an hour we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour on our own axis, and then we're shooting around the sun at 60,000 miles an hour. 60,000 miles. And then the sun is shooting around the center of the Milky Way at 600,000 miles an hour. And the Milky Way galaxy itself is shooting through the universe at 1 million. That's what they wrote. 1 million miles. So we're going forward. Can you imagine going 1,000,000 miles an hour this way, but then you're skidding this way, 600,000 miles, and then skidding another way, 60,000 miles an hour, and then and you're spinning 1,000 miles an hour.
Dude, that would make any 8-year-old try to OD on one of their vitamins.
They've never proved.
Undeniably.
They never proved ever. There's never been any proof that we're moving.
Well, not proof that we can conceptualize, and that's why I don't understand why people so easily believe everything.
They believe it.
Right.
They
And
believe
you know what's interesting too is that like if you question it for a second, you'll get attacked. But if you
the numbers almost sound like something a kid would say.
something my little brother.
The people,
60 million, 700 jillion, 37, 70.
How about the International Space Station supposedly is going 17,000 miles an hour around 17? I go, how you guys are supposed to? You guys dock on that motherfucker 4 times a year. You guys send a cargo ship with scientists, international scientists that you're gonna 4 times a year. You're docking on something that's going 17,000 miles an hour. Yet there's no footage of it. There's no footage, and the one thing that will prove that the Earth is round. The one thing, it's really easy. People say, man, you need to start a GoFundMe.
What is it? What is the proof?
It's really easy. People always come up with this crazy shit like, start a GoFundMe, go to the edge, raise this money, go to the edge, fly, get on a rocket, fly at sea for yourself. You wouldn't even believe it if you saw it for yourself. Okay. You don't have to spend, all you have to spend is $17.99, $17, go to Best Buy. Mm-hmm. Buy a fucking GoPro camera, put it on one of those goddamn scientists that go 4 times a year. Put it on one of those scientists. I want an uncut video of them going into the rocket, even if it takes 17 hours, I'll watch the whole thing. Taking off, uncut, docking onto the International Space Station, getting off, and then looking back at Earth. If you could do that in one shot, I will shut the fuck up.
One shot.
This actually brings
go to
the
Best
edge.
Buy.
To the edge with Eddie. Go to Best Buy. $17.99.
Easy. We don't need a GoFundMe.
Nuh-uh.
Shut the fuck up with that.
All right. So
According to mainstream space information, here's the sun, right? And then here's the Earth, right? According to them, it takes 1 year to go around the sun, right? Right. So, and when you're the part of the Earth that's facing the sun, that's daytime, right? And this side, the side that I could look at, that's nighttime, right? Because anytime the sun, if the Earth is a ball, anytime it's facing the sun, it's daytime. Anytime, so at nighttime, we're actually not the sun is on the opposite side. We're looking at this side of the wall,
Right.
Right. Let's say this is the universe, right?
Right.
Here's the sun.
Right. So at nighttime, we're looking the other way.
We're looking that way. So in 6 months, we're looking that way, right? And in 3 more months, we're looking that way. Right? So from when the Earth is over here,
Right.
there's no way we can see those stars over there, right?
Right.
It's impossible.
Right.
We got to look through the sun and then there's no way.
Right.
We're looking at that side. So in 6 months, we're over here. We should be looking at a complete opposite side of the universe, right?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you don't. You don't.
Don't you?
No. You see the same stars. The stars, you don't. You don't see a completely. You see the Big Dipper year round.
Right.
How is that possible?
Well,
we see
that's
the North.
easiest one. So there's always some like girl that you're trying to hook up with, and she's like, "Oh, there's the Big Dipper," you know.
It's always there.
It's always
and
there.
And then the North Star, Polaris, is always there. What do we know for sure about the planet and space? Because anything that we have to take someone's word for, in this argument, in this debate, you got to throw that out because that's what the argument's about. The argument's about We don't trust shit that we can't verify for ourselves. So if you're going to get on your fucking phone and go to the NASA.gov website and say, look, it says right here, it's true. That's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is we don't trust that shit.
Yeah.
That's like getting in an argument with someone who's a Bible thumper and he's always bringing up Jesus quotes. And you're like, dude, why do you keep bringing up Jesus quotes? I don't believe in the Bible.
Right.
What? So you know what I mean?
Right.
But then he keeps bringing us, no, you're wrong. Look, it says right here in the Bible, you can't bring up the Bible to me
Right.
because I'm an atheist.
Right.
Not me. I'm just, this is an example.
Right.
I'm not an atheist. I do believe in God. But I'm just saying, if you're going to argue with an atheist who doesn't believe anything in the Bible and you keep referencing the Bible, you are the idiot.
Yeah,
you are the idiot. Because you're trying to have a real debate with him. You got to talk about shit that ain't the Bible because you're talking to someone who doesn't believe in the Bible.
Right.
So you keep quoting the Bible, you're the fucking retard. So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with space.
Yeah.
You know,
One
because
thing.
NASA's got some instruments to measure all that shit. You just got to
right.
believe us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about what are the percentage of the population worldwide have access to the high-powered telescopes that these people at NASA are supposedly getting all their calculations
Nothing.
from.
Never.
So less than 1%, probably 0.001% of the population has access to verify all these findings in space. They found every 6 months, they find 7 new planets.
Galaxies, yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. How you, show me how the fuck you figured that out. Oh, we can figure out with the light, and then there's like a light. And if you could go on YouTube and see what stars and planets look like through telescopes.
Yeah.
You could see that. And dude, it looks like the weirdest lights ever.
Dude, and
it's the weirdest shit. It doesn't look like the CGI that they're giving us. They're giving us
Right.
some beautiful planets and all. It doesn't look at all like that. When you see it yourself, you're not seeing the CGI paintings that they're
Yeah.
giving us of these fucking nebulas and these star nurseries. That's all to me, I don't buy any of that shit.
Well, it's also like what gets me is that they'll have that so few of us can really even read this data or any of that stuff and actually conceptualize it in a way that
It's scientism.
Yes.
You got to have faith in it. You know, it's not like I don't believe in science. And I've said this many times. I believe the science of the iPhone. I believe the science in the iPhone can connect to the internet.
Yeah.
I didn't need to read that anywhere. I didn't need to read a book.
Right, 'cause
anywhere.
I can see that and use it, and I know it.
I believe in the science of cars.
Yeah.
Why? Not because I read it anywhere, but because I'm in my goddamn car every day. I know it goes from point A to B.
Yeah.
I believe in that science that I could verify. Science that I can't verify, you know, but now if, let's say I had some rare form of cancer, right? And someone said, hey, there's this new treatment. There's a chance that it could cure you. In that situation, man, I want to trust that science, and let's go for it. I want to trust that science. I don't know if it's going to work, but shit, I hope so.
I'll give it a
You know what I
shot,
mean?
yeah.
Yes, I trust that science, right? I trust the science of, surgery. Is there science involved in surgery? There's science involved in surgery. Like I've had back surgery and I had knee surgery. I believe in that shit. You know, when you're talking about 9 planets 10 light years away that you can't see, that no one can see, that we got to take your word for it. That sounds like a scam. That sounds like you get $18 billion a year and you got to have something to show for it. So, oh yeah, we're looking for we found new planets. Oh shit, we're going to Mars. We're good. And then when you look at the SpaceX stuff, it's like, Jesus Christ, man. You believe, have you seen the footage of that Tesla with the spaceman? That's so fucking, that looks so fake. Even Elon Musk, the first thing that came out of his mouth in the press conference when they launched that shit, and the internet revolted and said, that's fucking faker than anything. I thought it was going to look more real. I thought Elon Musk would have better technology.
Yeah.
But they asked him in the press conference, the very first thing he said, they said, Elon, how does it feel to finally get your Tesla up in orbit and fly? And how long do you think we're going to have contact with it? And the very first thing he said was, well, I think it's ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake. That was the first thing that came out of his fucking mouth. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. If we would have faked it, we would have used way better CGI.
Yeah.
That's the first thing out of your goddamn mouth.
Yeah.
That's the first thing out of your goddamn mouth. And where's that Tesla now? Where's it at? Where's that? They faked
Right?
how we should see.
He doesn't want to answer that.
Every 6 months, there should be a different set of stars, completely different. But they can't answer that one. They can't answer that one. Just
it's true. Look, it's time for people to think. That's my biggest thing, man.
Yeah, people think we're shooting through the universe at 1 million miles an hour.
And spinning in a circle. And gravitating around something.
And going. And the whole thing, without gravity, that heliocentric model, that mainstream model falls apart. Gravity is what holds everything together. Now think about this. If people ask, like, they say, well, children will ask this, well, if the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, why aren't the oceans being flinged off? And the answer is gravity. Evolution and Darwin and Isaac Newton and they're all Freemason Jesuits, man.
Yeah.
All the major astronomers, Jesuit. It's all part of the plan. They control. Like the Vatican has the most powerful telescope. And you know what its name is? Lucifer.
Jesus.
The Vatican's
That's a dark art.
Yeah.
their telescope
I had no
is,
idea.
is named Lucifer.
It's almost like they're fucking with us.
They are, man. How are you going to call Lucifer, man? I thought Lucifer was Satan. I thought you guys hated that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
what the fuck's going on over? You call it Lucifer? And then we don't see anything that they're seeing.
Yeah.
How come you don't show us what you're looking at?
Yeah, a couple Vatican
How
shots.
come you don't show us? And
We're them Vatican JPEGs.
I'll never forget me and Joe when we were fucking balls deep into space and shit back like in 2001. We're watching a documentary on the VLT telescope, and that stands for Very Large Telescope. VLT. It was a documentary about it, like in 2001, and they were building it somewhere in South America where it's 360 days, it's clear, the atmosphere. It's the perfect place for a gigantic. The most powerful telescope ever, and the documentary was about building it. It wasn't done yet, and it was 3 giant mirrors that were gonna be linked together through software, through computer software. And they said by 2005, they're going to be able to take shots. They're going to be able to take shots of the moon, like right on the ground. Like we're going to be able to see
and nothing.
Yeah.
And where is it now?
Since 2005, and it's 2018. There's no shot. Where's the shot of the
nothing.
goddamn
Especially if it's
the
clear.
flag on the moon? Let's see the flag.
Yeah.
Let's see that. They're not showing shit on the moon. They ain't showing nothing about.
Well, they
the moon.
also said too. This is something that I heard that whenever they took off, that the shuttle knocked the flag down, and that's why you can't see it. That's why.
Oh, really?
What a great excuse, though. Yeah, that's
Jesus
that.
Christ.
You can go look that up.
Look at the moon. Look at the moon. Like the conspiracy theory is that the moon is its own luminary. It's not a ball of sand. It's actually it's like a
light.
like a nighttime sun. Yeah. It's a light. And the craziest thing about the moon. And before I got into flat Earth, I could never wrap my brain around how if the moon is orbiting around us and it's a ball, why do we always see the exact same side? And they say it's a synchronous orbit. He goes, it's like holding hands with someone and spinning. Right. But still, even if it's a synchronous orbit, after a while it would move a little bit. Eventually we would see the fucking back of it, but we never see the back. Year after year, decade after decade, millennia after millennia, it's the same side of the moon. It's the same face. It doesn't even move like
a little
bit. NASA is controlling all our space information. I go, NASA does that? I thought they just did the moon and the space shuttle.
Yeah. And NASA's gutter, dude. They've been around for 60 years. They've been to the moon allegedly 4 times.
No, 6 times.
6 times.
Yeah, 6 times.
And then they destroyed all the technology? Yeah. Come on, man.
Dude, that's the worst. Man. If that was a business, you'd be like, this
Come on,
is
man. You guys are, you know what? They had to say they destroyed it. What are they going to say?
Yeah, what else are they going to say?
What are they going to let people... they destroyed all the video, the raw video footage, the raw audio footage, all the telemetry data, which tracked where they were in space. All that's gone. What would an average person that isn't hypnotized with some decent common sense think at that point? You're on trial and go, okay, let's examine the evidence.
Like,
and the defense attorney said, Your Honor, we destroyed all the evidence.
So we just have to take your word for it.
That's like fucking guilty already. You're guilty. You destroyed the evidence? Yeah. Why would you destroy all that precious evidence of the greatest achievement of mankind? You destroy. They said it. Don Pettit, a NASA astronaut, said it on the video. You can watch it. There's a million videos of him, copies of him saying, I would go back to the moon in a nanosecond, except we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We destroyed that technology, and it's been a painful process to put it back together. That's word for word. I got that shit memorized.
That's crazy.
And we destroyed the technology?
Yeah.
To me, anybody, and that's a criminal. They're already criminals, right? They're already criminals.
Right.
So automatically you're thinking, okay, we got these motherfuckers, right? Oh, we got this motherfucker. They don't have, as a
court case?
prostitute.
Yeah.
Oh, we're like, these guys are fucked.
Yeah.
They destroyed the evidence. Okay, it's on now.
Yeah.
It would be an open and shut case at that point.
Especially
But
because
people,
if we tried that argument, we're in jail and we get
Yeah.
the speedy execution.
Exactly.
They're not going to give us
Exactly.
like 20 years and then
Yeah,
kill us.
exactly.
It's,
Exactly.
right away.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
It was all recorded on these telemetry tapes. So where is this hard evidence?
I haven't seen anything that indicates the telemetry data is even in existence, and as I said, even if we had it, we don't have the machines to play it back.
But your own research has shown the telemetry data is missing.
That's right.
Could this be true? Mankind's first interplanetary exploration and the original science data is missing?
11, this is Houston, radio check, over.
If it's anywhere, it should be here at NASA's Goddard Space Center in Maryland, home to the National Space Science Data Archives.
This film you're making now, what is it?
This is a film trying to prove that Apollo 11 happened.
Does it have a name? I mean, do you have a name for it yet,
I
or
think
you?
you're calling it Did We Go?
Did we go? Okay.
Doesn't have it either. The Smithsonian doesn't have it.
Right.
Johnson doesn't have it.
Right. We've been unable to track it down. I mean, we don't know where this telemetry data ended up, and we don't know what path it may have taken. So, unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't really give you much of a clue as to where this data ended up and whether it still exists or not.